I'm going to reach out to 100 people in 30 days. At the end of July, I got hit by an e-bike. You know those motorized bicycles in the city? This accident had me laid up for a month with a bad concussion. On top of that, I could barely look at a screen for more than a few minutes without getting a terrible headache. Now, before this accident even happened, a lot of my work was starting to dry up. Like I've talked about on this channel, I'm a key art and a brand designer. And this year, the industry has been plagued by downsizing and layoffs. On top of that, a lot of agencies are very slow to hire freelance help. After about a month, I could finally look at a computer screen again, but it was still really tough for me to do work. On top of that, I was going to doctor's appointments, getting tests done, and my medical bills were starting to pile up. This was the perfect shitstorm for my finances. I always try to keep 1 month of expenses put aside in my business account, but I was quickly burning through this buffer. So we had to start living off of our emergency savings and credit cards. I was starting to get a little bit worried that I wouldn't even be able to buy dog food. Just kidding. Lennox and Bo always come first. But it didn't change the fact that I needed money fast. So I challenged myself to reach out to 100 people in 30 days. This was a way for me to see how quickly I could get a new client. So to break this up and make it a little bit more manageable on myself, I decided I was going to reach out to 25 people a week. I know some people reach out to 100 a week, but I did not think I had the mental stamina to do that after the accident. So what did I do first? First, I decided to start with the warm leads. These are friends of friends or people that I'd worked with in the past. Next, I made a list of companies that I wanted to work with, but never have. I found the contact information for VPs, creative directors, art directors, and I put all that information into a Google spreadsheet. This was just so I could keep track of my progress, who responded to me, and when we last spoke. Next, I created an intro email with a good subject line and a call to action. This took me several drafts until I was happy with it. I tried to keep these emails short, so I gave a little introduction about myself, mentioned something about them or a recent project that they had done, and then told them a little bit about what I could do. And lastly, I created a PDF showing examples of my best and most recent work. Okay, so real talk. It's been a good 1 or 2 years since I've updated my portfolio website. I know, bad designer. I've spent the last 1.5 years trying to finish work or find work, so I've just been not having a lot of time to do the website update. Plus, when I do it, I like to do in-depth case studies that take a little bit more time. So I thought a PDF would be a good workaround that allowed me to quickly show clients some of my best and newest work. Okay, so let's get into the challenge. I noticed resistance coming up right away. Finding the contact information, that was fine. Putting together the Google Sheet, that was okay too, but as soon as I sat down and started to draft these emails, that's when I felt a lot of this resistance coming up and hesitation. I started to ask myself, would they like my work? Are they gonna open the PDF? Are they gonna hate my email? Am I gonna hear anything back at all? I hated that my website wasn't up to date, but if I waited that long, I would have never reached out. Finally, I figured out a workaround to get around these negative thoughts. Schedule the emails! Scheduling took so much pressure off of hitting send or procrastinating. I could load up 5 to 10 emails at a time, schedule them for the next day, and by the time the negative thought started to pop up, the emails were already sent. So my process became using Mondays and Fridays to find people to reach out to add to my list, doing the actual outreach on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and then just taking a break on the weekends, because we need a break. So I sent my emails, and here's what happened. They started bouncing back. I knew this could happen because maybe I had old or outdated info that really started to get to me. I was dealing with those mental hurdles of just sending the email, and then on top of that, I was dealing with all of these bounce backs and blocked email errors.
Had these contacts blocked me?
Well, wait, many of them didn't even know me.
They all think I was spamming people?
But I was only sending 5 to 15 emails a day. That doesn't make sense.
Did they just leave the company and I had bad info?
Thankfully, my wife reminded me that the PDF attachment might be the culprit. So I pivoted and turned that PDF into a shareable Google Drive link. After 2 weeks, I had sent out 50 emails and I heard back from 8 people. These 8 people were all warm leads, and even though we made plans to meet or have a conversation, none of them really had any need for immediate work. I didn't hear back from any of the cold outreaches, which wasn't surprising, but it still felt crappy and I still needed money. At this point, I had no work lined up for the rest of October or November. So that's when I decided it was time to pivot, and I remembered Recruiters. When I first started out in entertainment design, I got a lot of help from recruiters, and it was a great way to build a relationship, find some short-term or contract work, and make some money. I still had some of the contact information from recruiters I'd worked with in the past, so I added them to my spreadsheet, and then I found some new ones that I could add as well. And at the beginning of week 3, I had reached out to 22 recruiters. And by the end of the week, I had 4 meetings scheduled. That felt like progress. I think this is because for recruiters, there's an incentive. They want to place people and they want to help their clients or these companies because that's how they get paid. The meetings went well, but there was a theme that quickly came up. They all started to ask, "Can we see your updated portfolio and resume?" I thought that the PDF presentation was a good band-aid, but apparently they didn't, and they wanted to see an updated PDF and resume as soon as possible. After talking to these recruiters, I felt hopeful, but down. It felt like the portfolio update was going to take too long and derail me from finding a gig quickly. One of the good things that came from these recruiter meetings was someone suggesting to me that I reach out to a former client and just ask them how they found out about me. Why hadn't I thought of that? I blame the concussion. So I contacted the recent client and asked them how they had found me, and it wasn't through my website, it was actually through Behance. I sort of use Behance as the backend for my website, but what's great about it is if I update projects on Behance, it will automatically publish to my website. But the cool thing is, I realized that a lot of companies are searching on Behance for designers. This gave me the push to start a week-long intense portfolio update during my last week of outreach. Here are the results from the 30 days of outreach. Drum roll, please. I reached out to a total of 128 people. 21 of those people responded in total. 6 were recruiters, 7 were brand new contacts, 8 I already knew. 2 of those 7 new clients are people that I've been wanting to talk to for a while, and they resulted in an intro Zoom call. This feels like a win. Now let's get down to the money. From these 30 days of outreach, I booked 1 key art gig for November. Okay, that's not bad at all, but I live in New York City and inflation is real. This gig came from someone that I had spoken to who I already knew, and we set up a time to talk. At the time, he didn't really know of anything, but he followed up a week or 2 later, and he had something that he needed a hand with. While I had hoped to book more from my direct outreach, there were some interesting things that happened. After I finished the week-long portfolio update, I was actually contacted by 2 clients through, you guessed it, Behance. From those 2 inbound leads, I got booked for a 2-week freelance gig at the end of October. After that, a former client that I had worked with reached out to book me for a key art gig for the end of November. So those 3 clients will help me to earn around $17,000 between October and December before taxes. Don't forget about taxes. I learned that this outreach pipeline is an engine that my freelance business can't turn off. It has to stay consistent, even if I can't do it at the same volume all of the time. Meeting people, talking to people, scheduling meetings, it all takes time. On top of that, when I do speak with someone, they might not need me yet, but if things change, I want to be top of mind. I also believe that there's just an energy about reaching out where when you're putting in that effort, the universe is working for you to help you attract and find those opportunities. Lastly, I just have major creative block when it comes to updating my portfolio, but I realized this is just something that I'm going to have to do as I go. So it was really good to be reminded of that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm wondering, how do you balance your outreach with balancing your workload? Let me know in the comments. If you want to see an in-depth look at my approach and how I go about finding clients, then check out this video next. All right, creative, thanks so much for watching. Keep designing, and we'll see you in the next one.